Hi, I'm Tim Lindahl. I'm President and CEO of Kenergy Corporation. We're standing in front of our Utica substation and outside of the beautiful Utica, Kentucky. And our service territory covers 14 counties. We serve electricity, have been doing so since the 1930s. And we're just migrating into this new concept of communication, rural communication, which we're doing fiber to the home. And so we've launched this fiber to the home project within the last 6 months. We've started construction. And right now we're just about complete building out our fiber system for this substation, and we've got 48 others to go. We have seen over time that folks have not been able to step up to the plate. They haven't been able to make a financial case to serve the rural areas or rural parts of the Kentucky. And so we determined that who better to do it. Back in the 1930s, we were in a very similar situation with electricity. Folks within the city limits had electricity. Companies made business cases to be able to provide it. Folks in rural areas were left out. And so what they did is they came together and formed cooperatives. And in cooperative spirit, we're able to build the electric infrastructure to bring electricity to rural areas. Well, we're kind of in that same need today with broadband internet. So what better way than to come together in cooperative spirit and do what we did in the 1930s, but except with communication in today's world. So that's kind of where we are. We're on task to build 7,200 miles of fiber. Our goal is to get it done in 3 years. If we accomplish this, we believe it'll be the fastest fiber deployment in U.S. history. But it's such a critical need. COVID really demonstrated the critical need to be able to get this done. So we need to get this done and get it done for rural Kentucky. Additionally, it's going to be vital to the economic development of our area. We have the opportunity to really expand our economic horizons when folks have high-speed communication and can do things at home. You don't have to work in a downtown New York anymore. You can work in a rural Kentucky and be able to bring that economic piece back to our communities and really help with the vibrancy of the area. Not to mention all the other economic things that'll come along with that. So it's our goal to really, with affordable energy and a good, solid, high-speed fiber communication to our rural areas, is to really help Kentucky flourish. The construction project really is a multi-month project. And we start with looking at since we're following and utilizing our electric system so we can get the maximum economic value out of this build, we really engineer it. We really have to go through and do the engineering to make it work. So the first crew that's going to come through is an engineering crew that's really kind of looking at the system and trying to determine what needs to change in order to make this fiber install happen. The second crew then comes and actually makes those changes. So a lot of times, we're putting the fiber optic on our power poles. So if you see the black cable on our power poles, that's what that is. But in order to maintain and make sure we have proper clearance above roadways and fields and things of that nature, we have to change a lot of our poles and put taller poles in. So the second crew that'll come through is what we call our make-ready crew. And they're getting the electric system put in proper shape so that we can actually string the fiber and meet all the requirements and make sure it looks good and works good. And then the third crew will come through and do the splicing and put it all together and get it ready for the end use consumer. And then the last person and the last group that'll come through will actually be those that will actually hook up your home. People have really had a strong desire to get broadband internet. And as we go forward, we're putting on as many as we can, but it's so much more cost effective if we can do as many as we can while we're in an area working. Our goal is like I say, in the next 3 years to have this built out and have this available to everybody. So to sign up, you can get your name on the list, and once you're on the list, then you get somewhat of a priority when we do get fiber in the area to get your fiber on first. You can go ahead and sign up and put your address in, and it'll give you kind of an estimate on maybe when you'll be turned live. And it'll get you on the list, so as soon as we're out and ready to go, you can get signed up.
I'm Charlie Castlen, Daviess County Judge Executive, and I'm standing near Utica here at the Utica substation for Kenergy, and I'm standing right next to the fiber hut. That is the first phase of our Daviess County Fiscal Court being able to bring broadband to our citizens in rural Daviess County. and it's an exciting day to be here. And I've just talked to the folks at Kenergy to ask them how many customers we have that are live already, and they have over 500 across their network. They serve several counties, but in Daviess County, that number's right at 270, I believe, 269, something like that. And so I'm really excited that we've got it started and it's moving fast. And I'm just pleased as I stand here and I've heard the numbers I just told you. And the reality is from the prior fiscal court committed $10 million to this project. Quite honestly, as a member of that fiscal court, the prior fiscal court that allocated those funds, it was a very easy yes to make because of the impact it's going to have on our citizens, not only from our individual needs, but also from an economic development standpoint. So I'm excited, and I believe that we're moving very quickly, and we had a 2-year timetable, and I believe by the end of 2025, Kenergy is hoping to have this whole thing done.